Today's title for your journal entry is going to be My Big Fear and How I Got Over It. And then underneath that, you can write courage. I'm going to leave you alone for a few minutes.
Each year at the beginning of the year, a teacher has a choice to make about what kind of culture they're going to create and what kind of culture will be best for learning. And a culture based on students understanding themselves, understanding one another, and connecting with one another based on that respect creates a culture of collaboration, a culture of exploration, and that is the culture of learning that enhances learning during the rest of the year.
Character strengths are the keys to your heart that makes your spirit rise and allows you to do things better.
Each of us bring some primary character strengths to bear to do well in life, and we all can look to a set of characteristics that account for a lot of the reason why we have succeeded to the point where we find ourselves today.
Is there a character strength, we've been working on these character strengths so much, is there a character strength that you've begun to adopt into your family?
A teacher in Salt Lake City, Jay Sharp, who's just doing a phenomenal job in building a learning environment based on teaching character strengths.
Before character strengths came into my life, the best way I can put my teaching style was I was winging it, trying to make a connection through relationship in my classroom to the students. I was always looking for a way to educate in a more child-centered way.
Love of learning.
Well, now that kind of blows me away, and knowing you in the way that I do, but you're surprised that you have as much love of learning as you have learned that you have, right?
The strengths that really feel about me are perspective and open-mindedness. I like to think before I do it, and I like to look at things a different way.
I am perseverance.
I am social intelligence. I pretend that I rule all emotions. I feel what people's feelings are. I touch people's feelings.
They are a wonderful way for me to ask the question about how we will be with each other that year. What kind of a year do we want to create with each other? What are our expectations, if any? What are our fears about the year? And we can start right there and begin to ask the kids to tell me what their interpretation is through vocabulary at first. I think it's a wonderful first vocabulary list of the year. Then you can go to the rest of your curriculum, core curriculum, and substitute the other vocabulary you need to do. I found it invaluable in language arts and in social studies, and I'm working on ways to apply it in the sciences and math, and find that I've even stretched it to be able to do that.
When they are incorporating the character strengths with the topics of learning in school, it's building their confidence, and I think they take more pride in the work that they do, and they try harder.
It's helped me with my math because all I thought about math was it was just a bunch of hard problems that you had to do. But now that I've learned perspective, I look at math a different way, that you can always ask for help and you can always partner up with a person to help you with math, and you can always get better.
I think my top goals are for each one of us to be more content, happy with where we have come to right now. That would be number one. My second goal would be that we become open-minded about allowing others' perspectives into our lives. My third goal would be to have everyone in my room begin to understand how amazing it feels to overcome a fear, and that something you once feared can become something that you have not just conquered, but incorporated into your life. And my fourth, and maybe really even my first, is to have fun and to show the lightness of learning, the incredible lightness of being that learning brings into your life, and to instill that into the kids so that they're able to walk through their lives now being really, truly lifelong learners. We have adopted, if you will, second graders, and each one of my kids is mentoring a second grader, not only with the character strengths, but also other subject matter in math and science. And And they are getting the second graders to begin to use the language of the character strings, especially the simpler ones on the second grade level. They have begun to get them to use words of kindness and fairness and love, and even love of learning, the things that they've loved learning so far.
With the different strengths that the children offer in a classroom, they can appreciate each other more. And instead of being critical or teasing or hurtful behavior toward each other, I think that they're able to build each other up more and to see maybe something that's a little different or quirky from themselves as that's something that can be added to the classroom or that can be a benefit to the other people around them.
This is really important for setting up the classroom, to getting a community built with your children, and it's really wonderful to see what each of the groups can contribute and give to each other. They learn from each other. And I was really amazed at the conversation that goes on between the two age groups.
Their mantra is learn it, do it, teach it, know it. And so even if they're only thinking about themselves in their relationship with their mentorship role, this is a way for them to verbalize some strategy they've already learned and to figure out how to teach it to somebody else. And as soon as they do that, they find out that they know it in different ways.
It's built their confidence. I can see that they stand up straighter. They take a little bit more pride in their work. They think a little bit more before they act. So it's reinforcing the things that I try to teach her at home.
Character strings are the foundation for a successful life. I see them as a tree that has branches and roots. And the strength of the tree, it's fed by its roots of character, and it branches out into the world to share its character, its leaves, and its seeds with the rest of the world. So they're a foundation to the way that we live our entire lives.
I understand the hunger of children without any food. I want the world to be in peace. I try to take care of everyone in my path. I hope that someday everyone will get along. I am citizenship.